4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show. Okay.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the big show. And it's everybody's favorite psychologist today, Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Gerry.
And I've got a new webcam thanks to one beautiful friend who dropped by yesterday to make sure that I get my webcam set up by today. So the color is different. The space is different. Yes, so awesome. Thank you so much.
You look even more beautiful today.
I must tell you what, when I always meet people when I dress down and on a weekend and then on Sunday, hi Joel, because he was in mask and I cannot recognize anyone in mask. And he went, hi doc. And I was in shorts and some scruffy tee. And I was like, huh? First, I'm not used to being called doc. And then, on the street, because nobody greets their psychologist on the street. And then I go, huh? And then I just dashed off. And then he sends me a DM like, hi, glad to meet you. And Ryan, oh my God, you mean that's you?
How
It
come
always
this guy...
happens, right? When you're dressed in your worst wear, you run into people.
Yeah, always.
Always. Oh.
Always.
Is this guy from America or what? I mean, this guy who called you Doc.
No, it's one of your fans actually.
Oh, Joel.
Joel.
I hope that he's watching now.
Yeah.
And thumbs up for him because he was volunteering at Willing Hearts. So big thumbs up.
nice.
Yes.
Because it's such an American thing, right?
It is,
To call a
doc.
doctor Doc.
And then in Singapore, it's like, hi, doctor.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the full word. Yeah.
Like when I was in the army, right? I remember there was this guy who came back from the States, but he had to serve his NS. So we were in the same platoon, right? And then when we all fell in and, the sergeant was in front giving us some instructions, he went like, yes, Sarge.
Yes, Sarge.
Yes,
Sarge.
The guy said, what do you call me? Sarge. You come here and knock it down 20? You call me Sarge again?
Oh, dear.
And you still don't know what's going on.
So he said, yes, Sergeant!
So here you have to use the full tongue.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like extra, all of it.
But Gerry, you're absolutely right. People will not acknowledge a psychologist or a psychiatrist in public.
Yeah.
They won't.
I would. If you were my doctor, I would.
Don't
Gerry?
try too hard.
She's already said no 100 different times in 100 different ways, Glenn.
Okay, so today, Gerry, we're talking about worrying, right? Especially during, this very trying time.
Yeah, so as the numbers escalate, so we were like, okay, the numbers are cool, it's really good. And then suddenly there's this cluster, we were all very hopeful about the vaccination. And then suddenly up the numbers go. And in no other place than the hospital itself. And we were always saying that the hospital is like the place that is disinfected all the time. Everyone takes precautions. And then suddenly there's a case there. And not only one case, we start to see more cases. So there was an explosion of anxiety over the weekend. So that's why I thought I told Sean, let's do anxiety surrounding all these.
I've got to say,
appropriate.
Gerry, you're absolutely right, because when I picked up the papers on Sunday morning, the first 6 pages were nothing but this. And
Exactly.
it was a very depressing Sunday for me. I could not get it out of my mind.
I know. I think it also hit very close to home for me because my mom immediately texted me on Saturday and say, please pray for me because I was there on the day, because she was there for a medical checkup. Daddy and I were there on that day when all these things were happening.
Wow.
Yes. So they were one of those. So if you have read the papers today, long queues yesterday. My parents were one of those that were queuing up yesterday to get
the
that
test.
swab.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Big thanks to all the swabbers who have been working overnight, to help out with all the swabbing. Yep, parents are negative as of this morning.
Brilliant.
7:40. Yes.
Very nice.
But the anxiety was just crazy. It was just crazy. And then the worst thing you can do is to report a death.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So that sent everybody's anxiety just off the charts.
All right. We are talking to Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. We'll continue this discussion live on our Facebook page. That's thebigshow.tv. Meantime, here's Annie Lennox, one half of the Eurythmics with Walking on Broken Glass, only on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits.
So, Gerry, we're talking about this anxiety, and you're talking about your parents. They went in, they got swabbed, and they're negative. That's really not going to stop the anxiety because we've seen so many cases where someone gets tested negative and then 5 days later they're tested and it's positive. Were your parents told that they have to go for another test in the future, or is it just this one test?
They were not told, so I think they probably would wait for more information. And it is, I think, best to not guess and just wait for more information. Yes, don't guess. But I think why this time it sends such a huge buzz throughout the nation is because suddenly they're in places that we frequent. It's no longer just isolated in just faraway spots from everyone, right?
Yeah.
You talk about TTSH where people go there and seek help, medical help, and then across the road you hear of the mall, having a footfall because so the mall has been frequented. Orchard Central, which is just 2 doors away from me, it has also been frequented by the COVID patients. So suddenly everybody starts panicking. It's like, oh my gosh, these are places that we frequent. The community care facility.
No, Angel and myself were just having a conversation this morning, right? About, going out. Because yesterday she wanted to go out, someplace. And in the afternoon I was at home and I said, okay, I need to go to this place to get something. And then, it suddenly occurred to me that these things are happening. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm just going to stay home as much as possible unless I absolutely need to go
get
out.
something done.
Other than that, I'm gonna come into contact with as few people as possible.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. I wanted to get something done, but I didn't necessarily need to get it done yesterday. So I told myself, never mind, I can wait a little bit because it's not just TTSH and the malls. There are 9 clusters in Singapore.
I know.
Exactly.
It's
9
crazy.
clusters. So if you don't have to go out, just stay at home. But I must give it to the government as well. I mean, they shut all those places down for 2 days, made sure everything was disinfected and cleaned up, despite it being a weekend. And then they put into place a lot of different measures and and told everybody, just calm down and just do what you need to do.
And that's why we need to help them out even more by using our own common sense, right? And not just taking it as, okay, they've disinfected the place, so everything goes on as per normal. Everyone has to take extra precautionary measures during this period.
We have been doing so well, so let's stick to it and hopefully we can get back.
I think, Gerry, Daniel has got a point on our Facebook page. It's also the waiting.
Yep.
The waiting is causing anxiety. Is this going to blow up even more? Is it going to come under control? When's it all going to level out? How do we deal with that waiting?
Yeah, so the uncertainty of what is to come afterwards, right? Yeah, so if let's say, you have to really have something done, okay? So it's not like Angel who, yeah, I can wait, but you do need to get something done. Please go and get it done, right? But be safe.
Yeah.
Because if you don't move and you're just there in one spot, that spot is not going to change.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
yeah.
And if you can do that thing alone, then do it alone. You don't need to take the whole family and the grandparents and the grandkids and the aunts and uncles out with you. Do
Yeah.
it on your own, get the thing done, and then head home.
I think it's being cautious.
Yeah.
So I think over the last few months, we have been more and more lax, because we are like, okay, I think it's okay now, let's venture a little bit more. And then when we venture a little bit more, I think we need to expect that the numbers will go up. But, we still need to be cautious so that it doesn't have that big blow up again.
May I suggest, Gerry, that you conduct your sessions just to be extra safe in a hazmat suit?
Yes, man.
I have a few more. Actually. I bought one for everyone. Only Angel doesn't have,
Yeah,
but for
it's
the rest
okay.
of us, we have.
I've got to say,
I don't need one.
I think the kids will find it really novel.
It's like,
They would actually, so they would find it very novel, but I don't think the adults would appreciate that.
the kids will think you're an astronaut.
Yes.
You need to get one of those big helmets as well.
So in I cannot remember which country, because it was so rampant, but they were going to do like therapy work and everything with the children. They did wear the hazmat suits, which really the children really took to it very well.
I'm sure. Now, Gerry, we're speaking about worrying. So are there different types of worries?
Yes, of course. So I guess what makes us worry first, right? I think, the hopes that we had before. So I think, we were hoping that the vaccine can help us. We were hoping that the travel can open up. I know many people that wanted to travel during the June holidays. Now, I'm not so sure about that. I think when we pin our hopes all in one place, that leads us to that space that it might be possible to crush it all in one blow. Yeah, so I'll be cautious with that, and then the rules and regulations in terms of when something happens. Suddenly you have the rules and regulations in, I think the Lucky Plaza, Plaza, they were doing the odd and even numbers again. The measures are being rolled out again for the last few days, right? So when all these are happening, our anxiety starts to escalate.
Yeah.
We don't go into a panic, but we start to worry even more because there's tension in the air.
Okay, I think we'll talk about this point when we go on air in just a while. I think it's a good point.
It's a good point
Angel,
to
you can
talk
ask her
about.
the question again.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Ken.
All right, stand by. Here we go.
Linkin Park in the end, right here on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. Our special guest every Tuesday for Therapy Tuesday is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. And today we're talking about worrying. Because many people are afraid that we might experience a second wave here in Singapore. With how things are going, especially since I think it was Friday or Saturday. The numbers have been increasing. And so Gerry thought, okay, it'd be a good idea to talk about worrying because some people are starting to feel quite anxious.
Yeah, so there have been like 9 recent COVID clusters. It is a cause for worry, but you were talking about different types of worries, Dr. Gerry. So can you tell us what they are?
Okay, so it's types of worries, especially I think because of the recent weekend and everything, and when we get the message that oh, there is a possibility that there is a COVID patient where you went to. So all of us have traced together, right? And you will get alerted. Then there's the first, so I've got 5 different types, huh? And the first one is the panic and call everybody.
Yeah.
Mr/Mrs. Panic Station.
Does this include like WhatsApp group chats? Not.
Yes.
Because my parents are notorious for that. Yeah. Anything in it will spread.
Yeah. And then they say, oh, did you get this or not? You were with me. And then they check with everybody and start to panic, you know. So that's the panic and call everybody. Then there's the type that suddenly becomes catatonic. They just freeze. And they are very resigned to fate. They suddenly go, oh, and they just freeze. They can't move.
Okay.
Then you have the philosopher who starts to tell you about life and how life is like that. And of course it will happen. And you have to sit there and you have to hear about life.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Next.
And then you have the one that thinks of the worst. Very catastrophic, you know, jumps to Daila, haven't died, but still goes on the Daila, you know, sort of mantra.
Okay.
And the last one is the quiet buzz, the one that cannot talk, very stoic, very stone-like. When you stare, seems to appear very calm, but it is just bubbling inside. You don't know when this person will explode.
Okay, that's
So
very
that's the
interesting.
5.
That's very interesting.
Because you can't find yourself in there, right?
No,
Are you any one of those?
I was just gonna ask all of you,
No,
like, which ones are you?
I don't know. I'm not one of those.
I think
You're
I'm more
panic
like
station, I
you are
think.
panic station.
No,
probably,
no, not all the time.
Not all, certain things lah.
No, you see, so I think when COVID first came about, right, I was a little bit more worried. You know, we worked from home. I felt a bit depressed and all
Yeah.
that. But now we know what it is, and we've taken steps. We have, traced together and stuff like that. So I'm quite cool about it. But
You don't have
I'm also very
anxiety.
aware that I want to play my part, and so I know what to do. Stay home.
I think you're a little bit of the philosopher.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but because
like you have
this-
a reason for everything that happens, and you know you're like, I'm gonna stay at home, and I think everybody should, and this is the way it should be done, and stuff like that. But not so naggy in that sense, you know.
Because this is for worrying, right? When
Yeah,
you are in a
worrying.
place of worry. Like
Yeah.
right now, he's not really in a place of worry for himself.
Yeah.
Maybe worried for other people. But not so worried for himself.
And you, do you fall in
I'm
any?
worst case scenario.
So you are the catastrophic warrior?
No, Mr. Worst case scenario.
Worst
Fourth
case-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
catastrophic. Yeah, that's the
Catastrophic.
catastrophic
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot spell catastrophic.
It's a
Catastrophic.
That's the one. Okay, and you?
No, but I think for me, I need to get on with my life. If I don't get on with my life, I think I'm going to drop into not a depressive state, but a very unhappy state.
But that's also quite dangerous, right?
So you're the quiet.
is.
You're the quiet buzz.
No, he wants to get on with his life,
I
so
need
he
to get-
wants to just do things
I
Like
need
not
to
care
as
about
per normal.
I need to do things as long as I know I am safe and I'm not going into, like, for now, I will not go into 313 or central places like that. But I need to get on with my life.
But
If
you'll
there are
go to
things I
Choa
have-
Chu Kang Mall.
I will.
but
I
there is
will.
no cluster.
I will go there.
Yeah.
I will not. I will not stop. But I worry for other people because, for example, yesterday I was at a hospital because my father-in-law is in hospital, and I saw these silly signs of how you're not supposed to wear your mask.
Okay.
And one of them was a sign with a picture of someone wearing the mask around the chin.
Yeah.
So I actually asked the registration person. I said, "Why do you put up a silly picture like that? Nobody wears their masks like that." And they go,
They
"No."
do.
Yeah.
People come in and
Yeah.
say, "But I'm wearing my mask."
Yeah, they do. They do wear it like that.
Yeah.
I have seen
ridiculous.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people with their nose showing as well. I'm like,
But
come
you know
on.
why?
if
These people have difficulty breathing with their masks on.
Then they're wearing the wrong mask.
No, because some people they already have these problems. You see, especially the older people, they find it hard to breathe, and so that's the reason why they bring it down. They have no choice. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah.
need to think about these people
that
as
is
well.
true. Yeah,
you
that
know?
is true.
There are people who have breathing difficulties, and these people are actually the most vulnerable because if
Yeah.
they do catch COVID,
Yeah. It is a respiratory
Yeah.
illness. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Let's move on then.
Yes, let's get back to the music and once again continue this conversation with the one and only Dr. Geraldine Tan on The Big Show.tv. Here's U2, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. Good morning.
But Glenn, you're so right about the masks, though. I mean, even as a normal breather, certain
Yeah.
masks really inhibit
Yes.
my breathing.
Do they really?
Yeah, I can
haven't
walk
found-
upstairs and I literally am like, my breathing becomes so heavy, I have to pull it down.
Yeah.
You know?
Depends on the
It's the quality, the thickness, yeah.
everything of the
Yeah.
mask.
I think a lot of people are wearing masks that are not actually designed
Yeah.
for what they're wearing them for. For example, I'm not going to mention brands. There are brands out there that have masks that are actually designed as winter masks
Yes.
to keep you warm.
Yes,
Right.
I agree.
And they're using them saying, oh, this will keep me safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It won't. It's just meant to keep you warm. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
I
what
agree.
I'm also saying is we have to be very careful before we say these things about these people because we always bump into one or two people, right? Maybe for the rest of the week or usually they wear their masks properly. But maybe on this particular day, you bump into them, they've got a blocked nose or
Yeah,
something,
no,
a stuffy
true.
nose.
True.
And so you catch them at
that wrong
that
moment.
wrong moment.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So, I mean, FD, one day, if your nose is blocked, and you're wearing a mask and you put it down, someone sees you and goes like,
Okay.
hey, the other day
No,
you were
but-
talking about this on
But I
radio.
have found the solution to that.
What is it?
When my nose is blocked, it's
Mm-hmm.
very simple. I use something like Vicks or like an essential oil like Breathe Again.
Yeah.
And I put it on the mask and it opens my airways because I'm breathing it while I have the mask on.
Well, I can speak from experience because yesterday I was going through I don't know what here in the studio and my whole my sinuses all sort of flared up and I was completely stuffed. And I did go out for lunch after and it was very difficult. Half the time I was trying
Right.
to pull my mask down because
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe, you know. And I did have some of that breathe again,
Yeah.
but for me
Yeah.
it didn't work
It
because it
didn't
was
work,
just so
no.
bad.
It
Yeah.
works for me perfectly. So that's
So,
what I
you're
do.
saying that if someone sees you outside, they will never ever see you with your mask down?
Below my nose, no, never.
Okay.
Never.
He's a brave man.
Never. I
He's a-
never.
he's a brave
because that to me is the one thing that you have to do. You have
To wear a
got
mask.
to wear that
Yeah.
mask properly. Otherwise, you might as well just not wear it.
Yeah.
Logic.
Or is it because you can breathe because your nose is so big so that there's
Hey,
a gap
okay,
there?
okay, okay.
And
So that's why you
and
never have a
sometimes
issue.
and-
Lest we forget, we have Dr. Jerry
Oh,
here
yes,
who is
yes.
sitting,
That's
who's
right.
sitting in Orchard
Yes.
Road,
Yes.
waiting for you guys to stop talking.
We're just entertaining Jerry for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's all over to you, Jerry.
She's like, thank goodness. She's like, I speak for a living, so now I can actually listen to these people.
No, actually, Angel, I listen.
That's
I
right, you
don't
listen.
talk.
So you're used to this then.
Yes, and it's really fun. It's really fun. But I agree with FD, wear your mask properly. But I do need to be the voice today for those suffering from anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
Okay, because many of them will come in and say, I feel claustrophobic with my mask. Okay. I can't breathe with my mask. It obscures my breathing, even though they're wearing the surgical mask that actually should, facilitate that. But they do feel, because when they go into a panic or they have one of those anxiety attacks, they cannot breathe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you do see someone struggling, please give them a wide berth. You don't have to approach them at all if you're afraid, but just permit them to just take that moment.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be funny with you.
Yeah.
Do people from who suffer from claustrophobia have an issue with wearing masks as well?
Not all of them. It depends. Sometimes, it's they can feel quite claustrophobic with that mask. Sometimes it's the material itself. It can be anything. Yeah.
Well, Lucas.
Sometimes
Sorry.
there's a wire. No worries. There's a wire, and they are very uncomfortable with that, so they need to buy something without the wire.
Okay.
Well, Luke has come on and said that with his mother, he has difficulties also because she had lung cancer and she's had a lung removed.
Exactly.
So she finds it really difficult breathing with the mask sometimes, and she has to pull it down below her nose,
Right.
just to help her breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is very tough. So this mask issue can go on forever, but I think bottom line is to make sure that everyone is safe.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so you were talking about the different types of worry. What should we do if we are worried then?
Okay, so again, 5 things. One,
Valium? How about popping some Valium?
No, Glenn. Sorry, I was going to say Sean. I was like,
Okay.
no, Glenn
No,
does it, right? Every time it's him. No, all your
Always.
doctors are not going to give you Valium anymore.
Anymore.
okay, 5 things to worry less.
Yes, okay. So the first thing is sort. So 5 S's, right? First thing, sort your information. Please discern the type of information that you are reading. Where is your source? Do not go for fake news. You know, look for a reliable source of information. That's 1. 2, social. Reach out to friends, reach out to family. If you're very worried, you know, just have someone beside you to journey with you. Yeah. Sports, you know, going for a walk, just something very gentle. You might not want something as exciting like what Sean does, the spin pass.
That's also an S.
Spin.
I know, but that is so exciting, right? I've heard like there's disco music, there are lights, and you know, and I don't know what else, but anyways, but that might rev up too much excitement in the body. So something very gentle. So sports. And then the spiritual side again in psychology is not just about religion. It's about, you know, all that creative self-expression, creative arts. Also, you know, if the religion is something that you go to, yes, please meditate, please pray. Yeah, so that comforts you. And the last one is take a deep breath and smile.
Provided you can breathe. Lah.
Hey.
Glenn,
Why you
Glenn's
gotta
always like this.
always gotta
like
come
this.
in and like make everything come crashing down.
Does he do that all the time?
Yeah, all the time.
But that's his job. That's his job.
You can repeat and recap that as we go back on AFD Standby 1 traffic. So,
Yes, I will.
Angel can ask again.
Can.
OneFM 91.3 traffic.
We've got the usual delays across the expressways. The PIE towards Changi, a vehicle broken down before Jurong Town Hall Road. Look out for that. Other than that, there's not really too much to tell you about. Just stay within the speed limit, please. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and thebigshow.tv. We have Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room, and we're talking about worrying less this morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
And when I hear FD do the traffic, I worry less on the road.
nice one.
Thank
Score
you.
point, score point.
Unlike our Minister Ong Yi Kang, who felt like a little stressed out when FD did the traffic.
So, Dr. Gerry, today we're talking about what happens when worries escalate, and you were talking about because of the recent COVID clusters that have been reported, everybody's starting to begin to worry a little bit more. But I just have to add this one thing, that it's not just here. I have good friends in Singapore who have a lot of family around the world as well, and particularly in India. Just got a message from a very close friend who was talking about how his father just got tested and he's okay, waiting for the rest of the family results. And I can't imagine that people who are away from their family members as well, who can't get to them, how much they must be worrying as well. So, Dr. Gerry, can you take us through what you mentioned on our thebigshow.tv earlier about how we can lessen our worries through your 5 different steps?
The first thing, the 5 S's, right? The first thing is sort your information. Find a reliable source of information and obtain, it from not from fake news, from somewhere that you can rely on. The second one is social. Reach out to your friends, your family members to journey with you. You are not alone. So sometimes when you worry, you tend to isolate yourself. The third one is sports. So go for a walk, something very gentle, cycling, a gentle swim, nothing too strenuous, although it's an S also. And then spiritual, so the creative arts, pray, meditate. And then the last one is smile. Just take a deep breath and smile.
Can I add one more?
Yeah.
Sure.
A double shot of gin with soda.
Yeah, that sometimes helps. But alcohol is not a good thing to turn to when you're worrying. So, no, we won't count that in.
Gerry, what about the people who say, as Alun says on our Facebook page, I won't say it's good to worry, but worrying helps some people like me make plans, search for solutions, and be more prepared for the things I worry about.
So when worry is good, so there's good stress and bad stress, right? So if you use it, it becomes productive. But if you just go, back and forth with it and on the spot, then you go nowhere.
Yeah, that is true. So what do we do because there is so much going on in Singapore right now? What do we do if one of us gets pinged?
Yes, so it's been quite rampant with the people around me. So we all have trays together, and when we check in, they would know whether, and remember to check out.
Yeah.
Okay, if you forget to check out, then there are higher chances that you get pinged at the wrong time. Yeah, because you didn't check out, right?
Yeah.
So they recognize that you are there at that particular time also. So they would tell you, right? Where is it found, the location, where how many cases are there, and there's a possibility and the timing. Okay, and they would remind you, or they will offer you a swab test, a free swab test. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing you do is do not panic. It's a notification, and you just follow instructions. Singaporeans are infamous for that, so we continue to follow instructions. The red card means I have to cut.
Yes, that's correct. Because we're going to play you a track right now from Take That. This is Back for Good on The Big Show. We are also on thebigshow.tv. Good morning.
We're back.
Okay, yeah, you can continue from there.
And don't panic, right? And you schedule your swab test. You just need to schedule your swab test and find out if there are different locations that you can obtain your swab test. Don't just go to one place, because I think what happened was that there was one place that was the primary swab station, and everybody went there. But actually, there are other stations or other clinics that provide, free swab tests.
Right. Have any of us been for a swab test?
No.
No, right?
No.
I've started practicing already.
Right.
Just in case.
So what do
you've
you
been
do?
putting
You take a
earbuds up your
cotton
nose?
bud.
I knew it. He puts a Q-tip on his nose.
Cotton bud. It's like, okay, what's the feeling here? Okay, quite close. I think this is what I'm going to feel like if I have to go for a swab test. So at least I'm prepared. I always need to be prepared.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Glenn is the number 6th warrior. He is the prepared warrior.
The over-prepared warrior.
The over-prepared warrior.
At first, I wanted to put a ballpoint pen up my nose, but I'm thinking like, no, better not. I think.
No.
Ew.
Children listening to this.
Children
do not
listening, Glenn.
do that.
Don't
Do
listen.
not,
Yes,
do
don't
not
listen.
listen. Basically, if you're a child, do not listen to anything Glenn says. This is a warning for some adults as well.
Yes. If not, you kids will be going like, what is this?
No.
Mommy, double shot soda.
Yeah, and I think after your swab, right, it will be 24 hours before you can obtain the test results.
Yes.
Oh,
So
right,
that's
okay.
that waiting. So waiting, I think for many people who are pinged, they're waiting to get the swab test done And then after that, after the test, the wait to get the results. Those were painful moments that there's so much uncertainty, because once they are at that swab test, station, they are able to ask questions, they are able to, allay some of their fears. But then when they're out of that station or out of the space with all the medical personnel, they've got no one to turn to. But there are plenty of websites out there. There's a hotline out there. Go, if you're very worried, please call these hotline numbers.
It's the worst thing in the world to worry.
It is.
And there have been people who have been worrying non-stop since the pandemic hit us. And that must be such a torture.
I mean, if it's possible, don't worry about things that you can't change. That's what I always say.
Things you don't have control over.
Things that you don't have control over, just don't worry. Just do your best. Stay safe. Stay vigilant.
But some people just worry. You know what I mean? Huh? Some people just worry. They can't help themselves.
You look like a warrior, Mark.
No, it's easy to say don't worry about things you can't change.
Yeah.
But we're human. It's gonna strike us. We're going to worry about things that you can't change. Man is like that.
And some people more than others. So that's why, I think for people who, who are starting to, to feel like symptoms in their bodies as a result of over-worrying, I think they need to get help. They need to seek treatment, right, Gerry? Any advice for these people?
Are you prompting to come to me again?
Do I look like I'm in bad shape?
She doesn't know when to take you seriously.
No, but I'm really talking about the people who are worried and who are worrying on a daily basis and who are feeling so much pain,
Okay, so the big thing is be present, instead of looking at all the uncertain parts. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, look at your symptoms, visit the doctor, visit a normal GP first. The normal GP will be able to distinguish whether these are COVID symptoms or whether these are not COVID symptoms. And then if you've been there long enough, they will Tai Chi you to a psychologist.
Tai Chi.
They would say, I think it's more, psychological. Please go and see a psychologist. So they would be able to pick it up anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
But I will tell you, Gerry, there are a whole group of people listening to us right now who have elderly parents. And here is their worry. Their parents have diabetes. Their parents have heart problems. Their parents need regular checkups at hospitals. And we're scared to death of sending them to the hospital to see the clinic.
Okay, talk to my parents.
But
they worry. They're gonna sit in a hospital somewhere, and they're gonna be there for 2.5 hours, and that is just
exposure.
Scary exposure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I know I'm in that situation. So
Morning, Julian.
Hi, morning. Hi, morning.
Morning, guys. Morning.
We're talking about old people and how stubborn some old people can be because they don't want to go for their vaccination. We just saw,
that's not the topic.
Actually, we just saw the stats the other day. Only 60% of the oldies but goodies have gone for their vaccination. And that's very low,
very
actually.
Low. Very, very low.
Right.
Yeah, and they are the ones who are spreading fake news.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, it is true. Yeah.
So they are scared.
They're more vulnerable to information. Yeah.
So if you're an oldie but goodie and you're tuned in right now, go for your vaccination, please. Okay, sorry.
Okay, Dr. Gerry. Any last...
Angel digressed there for a while.
Hey, hello.
Was it me or what?
It was you.
So anytime you ask that question, it's always you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, got
so,
it.
Dr. Gerry, any last words?
I mean, okay, for the old people first, for the seniors first, right? Make that appointment. I think the hospitals and many of the GP clinics or any of the clinics, you are required to make an appointment. So don't go there and stay for hours on end. Make that appointment and then go there at your designated time. So don't think, the old mindset that if I go early, I can see the doctor early. Yeah. And as we were speaking about worry, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. So wanted to just leave everyone with that.
Oh, I like that.
That's very good, actually. That's
I
very
hate
good,
rocking
Jerry.
chairs.
I love rocking chairs.
I hate
Yeah,
rocking
because
chairs.
it gets you
massage
nowhere.
chairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Rocking
What's
chairs.
the point?
Rocking chairs.
And
are
then
the
if you
best
have a
thing.
pet, poor thing, you rock on the guy's paw.
Or tail or something. Yeah. That is
You
true.
know what
Get
I
a
mean?
massage chair.
Yeah, you'll kill your pet, you know.
Oh dear.
Oh, speaking of killing pets and animals and all that, that's where we have Julian.
That is,
because
yeah.
today
Oh, nice.
we'll be talking about that.
I like how what you did there. Okay,
you know,
all right.
It's mine.
Okay, 10 seconds, we're going back on
Do,
air.
do you see why I just did this?
Yeah.
This mind.
Yes.
Well done. Very smooth.
Okay, stand by.
Okay, Gerry. See ya.
See you. Bye-bye.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Usual delays across the expressways. There's not much happening on the roads this morning, really, other than the usual delays. PIE towards Changi, we've got a vehicle broken down. This is after Jurong Town Hall Road. Other than that, there's really not too much to tell you about. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and thebigshow.tv. And we have Julian Kho, sgCarMart's editor, with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning,
Julian.
Julian.
Julian, I only have
Yes.
one question for you. Will
Yep.
it tapao? So a little teaser of your
Yeah.
food thing that you've been working on. How's that going?
It's still everything is good, but I think there's still room for improvement. Just like how we started video reviews. I mean, it was all very raw. It was all very amateurish at the start, but we're trying to improve, over time.
There's always room for improvement. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely
and,
right.
and you will improve, that's for sure. You know, what's
Well,
important
I-
is to get it started. You know, that's very
Exactly
important.
that.
And
Exactly.
I like how you named it, because it's just like it just makes total sense. Will it travel? Will the food that you ordered travel to your home and be like you're eating it in the hawker center or the coffee shop or the restaurant?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's a
mean-
great way to get food involved as well.
we got a lot of inspiration from a lot of credible food critiques and channels and all that kinds of stuff, and we realized that when they do the video, the food looks so delicious. And we told ourselves, we have to try it. And every time the colleagues and I, we go out and try it, we just feel like, oh, it's not as nice when you tap out the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, what, let's do the video, will it tap out?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the reason why some restaurants, right, they refuse to get their food out through
Delivery.
delivery,
Yeah.
because it'll compromise the quality and the taste
Yeah.
of their
Yeah.
food.
Like-
Very few, but
Yeah.
there are restaurants.
We've got a place in Chua Chu Kang that does a noodle soup, and they refuse to put the noodles in the soup.
Yeah.
So you get
It's true, yeah.
So you
but
don't
most
get
of
that
them do
soggy.
that. Yeah, most of them do that for
so
the
it's
gravies.
quite good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can check out Julian and his team on the sgCarMart website. That's sgcarmart.com.sg, right?
Yeah, you can check out all this on our website, or you can go straight to YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, sgCarMart's YouTube. We have all the videos there, all the car reviews and the food. Well, we've only so far live the first episode of the
Okay.
food.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many did you review? How many food
We have
deliveries?
done I think 3 or 4. I'm doing one later on actually.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
One later on.
Oh, okay.
right.
I think the team is just having a hard time editing because, man, I think it's just horrible.
But you
It's
know,
the start, and it's just really, really bad, and I feel
Welcome to
horrible.
Editor's
I had to
Life.
apologize to the team. I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. This is just horrible.
no, I'm telling you, Julian, I know the problem. You all go out, you get the food, you put it in the car, you drive it back to the office. They're not editing because they're eating the food.
I can just imagine filming it is just so much fun. There's so much filming, right? And then when it comes to editing, it's like,
Yep,
Shang
exactly
Nao
that.
Jing. Okay, so today we're talking about roadkill.
Yes, roadkill. A lot of people obviously know what happens if you knock someone, but what happens if you knock an animal on the roads of Singapore? The only thing I can tell you that still remains the same is this: regardless of what you knock, who you knock, do not panic and don't leave the scene.
Even if it's
Don't
an
leave the
animal.
scene. Yes, even if it's an animal, because we have this Road Traffic Act, and it states that failure to stop and help the animal could be a crime, and the driver could face up to $3,000 fine or a jail term of up to a year.
Good Lord. How many of you knew that?
No,
But
yeah.
No, but I mean, it makes total sense. It's animals are just as important as
No,
human
true,
beings.
true. But how
you
many
know?
of us knew that you have to stop
Yeah.
and stay at that scene until you've helped the animal? Because for me, if the animal is dead, that's one thing. Okay, excuse me for being blunt. If it's
Yep.
dead, I can drag it to the side of the road. It's done. But if that animal is still alive, I'm not going to dare go near it because it's going to be vicious. It's going to be defending itself.
No
it's in pain.
lah, it won't
No,
lah.
It's in
it won't.
pain.
Well, it depends on what kind of animal you're running over as well, I guess. You
Well,
don't-
but I think FD has got a point, though. I think FD has got a very, very good point, because I mean, if you knock an animal, and if you try and help it, they may want to defend themselves because they may think that, you know what, this guy just knocked me, this guy just tried to harm me. They'll be all. I think the defense mechanism will be up. So I think FD has got a good point.
But no choice, FD, because you really wanted to harm them. What? You knocked the animal down
no,
already.
no, but no. In all seriousness, if it's a boar,
Yeah.
and that thing is still, you know, if you've damaged its back legs and it can't move, the
Yeah.
rest of it can move.
I know, but common sense is not going to tell you to try and lift it and move it to the side of the road. You just got to wait there until help comes along.
But because
right?
you knocked the poor pig, you
Yeah.
know, you have to
wait.
Yeah, you have to come down and check on
Okay.
it and try and save its
Okay,
life.
coming
you
up,
know?
I have a question for Julian about if I didn't kill the animal.
Okay.
Okay.
Meantime, here's Walking on Memphis by Mark Cohn. You tuned in to The Big Show on 1FM 91.3. Good morning. You have to grab the what do you call
No,
the
no,
ball
no.
by
the
its
horns.
tusks.
There.
Nonsense. So under this law, or under a subtitle in this law, does it give you any idea of who I call? What do I do?
Acres?
Yes. If you knock a domestic animal,
Right.
You call the SPCA, and that's if they're still alive.
Right.
If the domestic animal is still alive, please call the SPCA. They'll come down. They'll settle everything for you. But if, like what you just said, if you knock a wild boar,
Yeah.
if it's a wildlife and it's still animal, you gotta call acres.
Acres,
Yep,
Okay.
you have to call acres, and then they'll settle it for you. However, worst case scenario, if the animal is dead, you have to call the NEA. Then they will remove the carcass.
So please remember this, folks. Domestic animals,
SPCA.
SPCA, wild animals, acres, and if the animal is dead, then
NEA.
NEA. You've
Yes.
got to remember this because I had no idea.
So there's no one number for all.
No, unfortunately
Oh, my
not.
goodness. That should be a lot easier, though. How do you
Best
remember
Buster.
But I'm
these
sure,
things?
Yeah.
I'm sure if you call the police,
They
would
will-
be able to assist you.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Then what about
So
like
that wouldn't be a
birds?
problem.
Birds considered domestic.
Wild animals,
but-
I guess.
How
But
do you...
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Like domestic would just be cat and dog, right? I mean, that's it, right?
I see a lot
Yeah,
of
but
birds.
but that's the thing. So if there are other animals and cats included, right?
of
Cats
course.
included. So cats, birds, and rabbits are all that kind of
Rabbits,
stuff.
yeah,
Right.
They are not exactly animals with farm value.
Yeah.
So that's the weird part. Currently, only animals described by activists with farm value, like dogs or horses, goats, sheep, pig, goat, etc. You cannot get away with knocking them.
So
No
you're
way.
so you're saying the farm value animals you can't get away with knocking, but the things like the ones without the
birds.
value, the birds, the cats,
Yeah.
and the rabbits.
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
that's
that-
quite
that
double
gets-
standard.
in Singapore.
Maybe not the
In
cats,
Singapore.
right? Cats and dogs are...
But we've seen, right? We've seen. I don't know about you guys, but in Singapore, I've seen dead cats on the road.
Yeah.
Roadkill. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody. I've never read a news about anyone being charged
Yeah.
for running over a cat. in fact, I've never read much of these kinds of news, right?
No.
In all honesty, I've never.
But nowadays
actually-
there's so many more, right?
Yeah.
There are otters, there
Yeah.
are these wild boars
But
that are running
I
around.
want to, right here on the bigshow.tv, I want to officially raise the status of cats.
Yeah.
Because I think over the years, they've gone up there, right
Yeah,
there
of
with
course.
But
dogs.
I think
Yeah,
there shouldn't
yeah.
be different categories for
Well,
animals. They're
I'm-
animals.
I'm reading this thing.
Yep.
Currently, only animals described by activists as Julian said, with farm values such as dogs, horses, goats, cattle, mules, sheep, pigs, goat, etc.
Oh, no cat.
Wait, however, other animals such as cats, birds, and rabbits are not included.
Oh,
where are you
wow.
reading this from?
Oh, this is crazy.
This is Singapore law lah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a surprise,
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then monkeys?
Oh, yeah, monkeys.
Monkeys,
well,
because
that's-
we've
that's
got
a
a
good
lot of
one.
monkeys. So I think if it's an animal, it's an animal.
Animal is animal.
You know what I mean?
That's
I
it.
think these 3 phone numbers with like SPCA, NEA, and
No, monkeys are little
acres.
people. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they are.
You're
They
right.
are.
You're right.
No, monkey.
And
What about monkeys? What about snakes? What
Because,
about,
I go for my walks in the nature parks a lot.
Yes.
And there are tons of monkeys there. And there are even endangered species
Yes.
there.
Right.
And there are lots of cars that go through. The cars go
Yep.
through specifically to look at the monkeys.
Yeah.
Right? So what if a car ran over a monkey? Because these guys are brave. They'll sit in the middle of the road and
Yeah,
they
they
won't
don't care.
move.
Yeah.
And if you get a guy that's speeding down the road and doesn't see a monkey and knocks it over, what happens then?
But
Who
I
does he
think
call?
they probably thought this out very nicely before putting it down on paper. So like monkeys, for example, sometimes
Wildlife, right?
monkeys can be quite dangerous sometimes. So they're giving you the right to knock it down.
Hey, no, Glenn.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No.
Okay, sorry about
No,
that.
you just said monkeys are little people. So
I know.
So if children annoy you, you can run them over.
I just watched the Planet of the Apes, man. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, that's scary,
You don't knock them down, they
Okay,
will knock
but-
you down.
You're watching too much TV.
I think
Okay,
so.
but we all have to agree on one thing. I think what Angel said was true. Animals are animals, be it cats, farm value or not,
Yeah.
birds or not. I mean, they're all still animals. I really don't understand what farm value means.
No, yeah.
What does that mean? I mean, what, cats don't have farm value? You're telling me birds are not living things now? So I
Yeah.
don't really get that part.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, accidents do happen, right? I mean, accidents being accidents, they happen. And when these things happen, it's all down to the individual drivers. I feel. I mean, when I drove in States with my wife, we came down from San Francisco to Vegas. It was a stupid idea. It was a 12-hour drive. We were ambitious. We were very, very tired. And a kangaroo appeared out of nowhere in the middle of the road.
US?
Yeah. It was so weird. It was so weird. So we had twice, one rabbit and one kangaroo, right in the middle of the road. And it's quite poorly lit there. So it's really, really dark. And by the time we saw the animal, we really had to jam brake. And thankfully, it was in the wee hours of the morning. There weren't any cars behind us. And we were already very tired. And that's the first reaction that we had. We jammed the brakes, right? Imagine if you were to do that in Singapore.
yeah.
Too many cars.
An accident, right? An
Yeah.
accident
course.
is bound to happen. That second thing is we are bound to swerve to the to left or right.
Yeah.
And get this, it's always the driver's natural reaction to swerve to his safety,
Yes.
whether you have a passenger or not. It's to swerve to our safety. That's human instinct. Again, when that happens, an accident is going to happen. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this very, very bluntly. If it's really inevitable,
Drive
you will
on.
have to you will just have to drive on.
Yeah.
You really just have to drive on because if you were to jam brake and if you were to swerve left or right, the accident might be even worse. Ramifications could be worse, and
Yeah.
it's a very unfortunate thing. However, if you are very aware of the surroundings, if you're driving late at night, if you see an animal, if you can, please avoid the animal. I mean, they're the innocent ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then who knows, man? They might just want. Maybe they're just crossing the road to get some food or something, right? So
Yeah.
we have to be very careful on the road. We have to be very safe. Look far and be aware of your surroundings at all times, because we are not the only drivers on the road. We have to be aware whether or not there are people behind us, whether or not there are motorcyclists beside us. We have to be very, very aware.
But back to that list, Angel.
Yeah.
Back to that list. I think, and now I'm not joking already, it was thought out very carefully. Give us the animals that are not protected, so to speak.
However, animals such as cats, birds, and rabbits are not included.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Those are the animals that are not included. But
That's it.
in neither list is the monkey, the snake.
I was going to say, I wanted to bring up the topic that you brought up some weeks ago in the newspaper, that if you run over a snake or a frog, stop and then report it, remember?
Yes.
Because they want to see the migration
Who
habits
can we talk to,
of the snakes. And
NEA, is it?
Yeah.
You can talk to NEA or to
Acres,
traffic.
Okay,
maybe.
hold on, we're going back on it. Take on me right here on 1FM 91.3. You're tuned into the big show. I still prefer Minister Ong Ye Kung's version, which is the summer solstice.
That
mix
was a very good
of
version.
Take on Me.
We can play that on Friday for his entry.
I say we just get in touch with our music director, Charmaine, and tell her to delete this version and just put in
The summer solstice version.
No, I'm changing it to the minister's version.
The minister's version.
Yes. Forget summer solstice and all that.
The minister's remix.
The minister's version.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we've got Julian Kho, editor of sgCarMart, with us. We're talking about
Roadkill.
Yeah. Roadkill, or how to react if you see an animal in front of you while you're driving, and Julian, could you please repeat what you just mentioned early on?
Be very aware of your surroundings. You have to be very careful. You got to know whether or not there are people behind. Cars very closely behind you, motorcyclists beside you, because in the event that you see an animal in front of you, jamming the brakes or swerving left and right will cause an accident. So we have to be very aware of our surroundings, and always be safe. Try and look far. If you see an animal in front of you or far ahead of you, start slowing down, filter left or right. Try and avoid the animal as much as you can.
The other thing I do want to say to people, because I've done a fair bit of driving at night in Australia, when you drive at night, many an animal gets hypnotized by your car lights. So they don't move.
Right.
I've
read about that somewhere.
They see these lights.
Deer in the headlights.
Headlights. So they see these lights and then they just stand there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's unnatural for them.
Yeah, it's unnatural.
But
So
Julian,
beware at night.
earlier you were also saying that it is against the law to hit and
Yes.
run, even when it's an animal, right?
Yes, absolutely. Again, failure to stop and help the animal. It's a crime. The driver could face a $3,000 fines or a jail term of up to a year.
Wow. Okay.
And that's why you see...
I think it's very fair,
I think
if
it
you
is,
knock
yeah.
an animal.
Yeah.
When you want to run away from that, I think it should be a chargeable offense. I mean, you could knock down a poor dog, or anything else. So
yeah,
that's
and why
just-
should a dog be any different from a monkey or a snake or a wild boar?
Because they're the best pet in the world. You see, that's all. But anyway, back to the birds thing, right?
Yeah.
Who knocks a bird down? How
All the
knock
time.
a bird down?
What if flies,
the
or
time.
if the bird is injured, like where I live, there are tons of chickens crossing the road without sounding silly.
Unless we're talking about a chicken.
No,
but,
no,
but
a regular bird as
But if
well.
a bird were to
Fly into your windscreen?
into my path, it's not my fault.
Yeah, but you've still got you're still supposed to clear it, I guess.
To
Yeah.
hell
So it's
with
not
the
on the
bird.
list.
lah.
Oh,
I
dear.
don't care about the damn bird. If a bird, just flies into my windscreen, damn. Hey, that's repairs there, I have to make.
By the way, if the animal damages your car, you have to make a police report and an insurance claim.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
that I didn't know.
yes. You are
Really?
supposed to, if the animal damages your car, you are supposed to make a police report.
And then you get in touch with the bird's insurance company, and see what happens there.
It's not
Damn
AIA.
these animals, no?
Their insurance company is AIR.
Air.
Except the dogs. I love the dogs.
You're terrible. All right. Okay. Thank you, Julian, as always, for being on
Thank
the
you guys
show.
for having me. I'll catch you guys next week. Again, please be safe on the road. Please continue to stay aware. And please give us more comments on our new video, Will It Tapao, on sgCarMart's YouTube channel. Be kind to us. We're still new with this whole food thing. And yes, we still review cars.
I think you guys are doing a great job. Just continue
Thank
to
you
have
so
fun,
much.
Julian. Regards to the team as well, yeah?
Will do.
All right. Have a great
Thanks,
day.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay safe. All right, up next, we have headline news and sports. Keep it right here on The Big Show.
That was so interesting.
Just
I
one
know,
little.
I enjoyed
just,
this morning.
just-
Both Gerry and Julian.
Just one little closer before we go.
Yeah.
If there are any damages caused to you or someone else's property in the accident with an animal, take photos of the damages as well as the scene and report both to the traffic police and your insurer within 24 hours. It's all spelt out there.
Right.
What
everything-
website are you looking at?
This is something that
You just Googled
was,
online?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You look up if you knock an animal on
Yeah.
the roads of Singapore.
Singapore, right? Okay.
Singapore.
Okay.
This is written during British time, lah. I think.
No. No.
Actually, no.
No, their cars didn't go as fast as they do now.
Like-
But I mean, it's interesting because I mean, like I was saying, FD did the story about the frogs and the
Yeah.
snakes and all that because they want to know the
migration
migratory,
part, the
paths
migratory
and all.
paths.
And now you have the monkeys and the pigs and the otters and
Frogs.
the all sorts. Yeah. So be kind to animals.
I think the other thing
Report
is
them.
we see a lot on social media of people who see animals by the side of the road and they pick it up and then they put it in the car and they take it to a vet.
Why do you sound like that?
Be careful. These people are really lucky. They were not hurt by those animals.
No, yeah, I'm sure they've thought it out and
Yeah.
cautiously went up
Yeah.
to the animal to
Small
see,
ones,
you
yeah.
know, if it was.
Just because you saw it on social media doesn't mean you
Oh
can
no,
do it.
of course.
Even
yeah,
if it's
yeah.
a king cobra, I'll make sure I bring it to the vet. Lah.
Look at you.
I always have my
Gunny
ice
sack.
box. And
What
all
about
that
the
in my-
bird?
Huh?
What about that bird?
Okay, lah. I'll just I'll tap out the fella.
Fried on the barbecue.
There.
Ay, ay.
Okay.
All right, we're kidding, of course. Don't
Yes, of
complain.
course.
I
Kids
mean,
don't try this at
is,
home.
This is entertainment as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean?
Don't
Yeah,
complain.
Okay. Okay, please share the video. Have a great day.
Oh wait,
Stay sa-
tomorrow.
oh,
Who do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Mo Alka. Remember
Gotcha.
Mr. Gotcha? You know, actually, we said we were going to tell everyone from Monday, right?
But we
Yeah.
forgot.
We
We've had
forgot
too much fun.
yesterday.
Yeah, we
so
forgot,
go
we
spread
forgot.
the word, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Gotcha himself, Mo Alkaf, will be on the show tomorrow morning on The Big Show and thebigshow.tv. All right? Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.